Hi everyone, in this video I want to show one of the core systems behind my RPG engine, which is the stats system. Before getting into it, just a quick context. The entire project is written in C# using the monogame framework. All the gameplay logic, UI and systems are built from scratch in code without external libraries. This gives me full control over how everything behaves, especially systems like stats. Stats are actually more complex than they seem. At first glance it looks simple. You have things like health, damage, but once you start adding modifiers, scaling, and interaction between stats, things can quickly become difficult to manage. At the base level, I separate stats into two main categories. First, there are raw stats, which are directly used by the engine. This includes things like attack speed, movement speed, cast speed, and other gameplay values. Then there are computed stats, which don't directly affect gameplay, but instead modify stats through scaling rules. So, for example, you might have an attribute like vitality, and then define a scaling rule where each point of vitality increases health by 1. The important part is that this relationship is not hard-coded and it's defined through the system. This allows chaining effects. One stat can affect another stat, which can affect another one, creating very flexible interactions. Okay, so I'll show you right now. For example, I'll go first to the stats page. We see that the sword skill is currently at level 10. And if we equip these swords, which grants us a bonus of 5 levels to sword skill, we will see a change here. And because we also have a scaling rule for swords to directly impact the mana points, we see that the mana points increased by 5. So I'll unequip so we can see in action the change. Right, okay. For example, I can create systems very similar to games like Morrowind, Oblivion, where skills level independently influence other stats. This is not very intuitive, what I showed you here, but it's showing how flexible the system can be. At the lowest level, everything is driven by modifiers or mods. Each modifier affects a specific stat using a defined operation. It can be a flat bonus, an instance percent, or a global percent. This allows fine control. For example, if I want an item like a helmet to increase armor only for that item, I can use the percentage modifier. On top of that, there is the stat scaling system, which handles how stats influence other stats. This system tracks all relationships between stats, including level-based scaling. The leveling system itself is separate, but it integrates very well with stats through what I call level stats. These act as base values derived from the current level, which can then be used in scaling rules. So I'll show you like that. Okay. And we can see that the scaling system code is here, and it supports things like scaling by points, the first scenario, and the second scenario is by level, but can be changed to support more complex formulas in the future. For example, if I need to build something like fantasy progression, I could define unique formulas where damage or health scale non-linearly with level. Another important part is something called stat pools. This represents values like health, mana, stamina, and also survival mechanics like hunger, sleep, or breathing. Each stat pool also has a regeneration value, which can be positive or negative. For example, in this case, mana is decreasing over time. The same system can be used to simulate hunger or other survival mechanics. So overall, the goal of this system is flexibility. I want to be able to add new mechanics without rewriting core logic. Right now, this supports raw stats, computed stats, modifiers, scaling rules, and stat pools, and is designed to grow as the game becomes more complex. In the next video, I'll go into how items and loot interact with this system, because that's where things start to get really interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.